What's up? Welcome back to another one of my videos. Today we're going to be talking about the Canon R6. There's plenty of videos out there, but what I'm going to talk about were the things that I couldn't find on those plenty of videos. Alright, so a little background on myself. I shoot on the Canon C200 as my main cam. I also own a GH5 because I film a lot of keynote presentations, and that's a great camera as it has no record limit, so I can just let it be off to the side and not have to worry about it. What I was looking for in my C cam was I needed a camera to do great photos, and I need the camera to not overheat for an hour when it's shooting at 4K, 24 frames a second for my keynote presentation. I can confirm that this camera takes phenomenal photos, and I can also confirm that this camera will not overheat on you at 4K 24 frames a second for up to an hour long. There's a lot of videos out there when researching bashing it for overheating all the time, which made me go back and forth between getting the R5, then I went back to the R6. I canceled my pre-order like 3 times. But I'm really happy with my decision. I've shot 10-hour day weddings on it, but in saying that, the C200 is my main cam, so I was really only using this camera for gimbal shots, some dancing stuff, and having an extra camera during the reception for speeches. But it's all I need it for, and it did a terrific job. I love the color I get out of it. I can match it up very well to my Canon C200. There is one thing that I wish they'd fix in a firmware update, just one thing, because I used to own a Canon 6D Mark II, and the custom 1, 2, and 3 buttons used to be able to assign to your video function. So I had it set to 24 frames, 60, and 30, and then I could just switch back and forth really fast and easy. For some reason, I can't figure out how to do it on the R6. It's only for, the custom modes are only for photo mode. So Canon, if you're listening, hopefully you can fix that. You're probably not listening, because it's 15 subscribers. So yeah. Oh, if you're buying an adapter for your R6, I wouldn't spend a whole lot of money. I got the control ring one, but I can't figure out how to set up the control ring. It's not like the EOS R, and it doesn't have a setting for it in the camera. So maybe I'm just missing it, but I don't think I am, because I've looked multiple times. So I wouldn't waste your money on the control ring one. And I also would be careful if you're considering, I was considering the ND adapter. But the problem with that is I shoot a lot indoors. And if you take the ND filter out, then you have a big gap in the side of your adapter where light goes in. So that's really annoying. So to fix this, you have to buy a clear filter that goes in. That was like $200, so it was really expensive. Yeah, more money than I wanted to spend. So I just go out there and get your normal $70 adapter, or however much that is, the cheap one. And yeah, save your money, because that one's probably your best bet. But I do really love the R6. I have no complaints other than custom dials, which is nitpicking, I suppose. So yeah, hope you guys have a great day, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.